Then we have no time to waste. Mouse, what is the status of the fleet? Good. Let's go over the plan one last time before we mobilize. The fleet will be flanking around the Legion's main line of defense, as shown by this line, here. Troops will be directly offloaded into the new Buckman Stadium, here. From there, you will make your way to the courier, destroying any Legion artillery along the way. We have confirmation that the courier has been captured by the Legion and is being held captive on the east end of the Burnside Bridge, here and here. You'll be deep behind enemy lines. Expect heavy resistance. Air support will be provided to you where needed. Hard case. You are my best soldier. I trust you will take any means necessary to bring the courier back alive. Once the courier has been secured, move him to the extraction point, here. A transport vertibird will land to pick up the courier and evac him out of the area. Good. Let's go over the plan one last time before we mobilize. The fleet will be flanking around the Legion's main line of defense, as shown by this line, here. Troops will be directly offloaded into the new Buckman Stadium, here. From there, you will make your way to the courier, destroying any Legion artillery along the way, here and here. We have confirmation that the courier has been captured by the Legion and is being held captive on the east end of the Burnside Bridge. Then we have no time to waste. Mouse, what is the status of the fleet? Once the courier has been secured, move him to the extraction point, here. Once the courier has been secured, move her to the extraction point, here. A transport vertibird will land to pick up the courier and evac him out of the area. A transport vertibird will land to pick up the courier and evac her out of the area. You'll be deep behind enemy lines. Expect heavy resistance. Air support will be provided to you where needed. Hard case. You are my best soldier. I trust you will take any means necessary to bring the courier back alive. Don't fail me. Time is of the essence. Let's move out! Once the courier has been secured, move her to the extraction point, here. A transport vertibird will land to pick up the courier and evac her out of the area. Where did they go? They're here somewhere. Come out, coward! There they are! Found them! Come on! You had enough? Prepare for NCR justice! You're going down! I trusted you. I was so close. So close. Damn it! Don't stop looking! We'll find them! You killed them! Murderer! Something's up. Keep a lookout. Did you hear that? Come on! Get ready! That's NCR property! I saw that. Hopefully in time, you will see what I mean. Follow me. There is still much to discuss. Once the Liberator is fully restored, it can be used as a mobile command center and troop transport. With the amount of firepower it packs, it could probably wipe out an entire citadel. We will use it to restore order and peace in both the Frontier and Mojave. Then, we will force Kimball into resignation. A peaceful revolution without any bloodshed. We only aim to remove that warmonger, Kimball, from power so the NCR can finally get back to focusing on the welfare of its own citizens. True, but only to an extent. War often only leads to more war. Those who followed me only did so because they believed in me. I did not force anyone to come to the Frontier. Kimball was, of course, determined to hold Hoover Dam at all cost. He ordered my men and I to reinforce the dam. I had two choices. Lead my men into another bloody war, only to satisfy Kimball's vision, or leave the NCR and be labeled as a deserter. What you see before you, we call the Liberator. An awe-inspiring relic of the old world. It appears to have been some kind of prototype airship that was left unfinished beneath the airport. With this fully restored, it would certainly turn the tide for us in our conflict with both the Legion and Kimball's NCR. However, in its current state, it can't even get airlifted. It's essentially a massive paperweight while in this hangar. But at a heavy price. Over half of my battalion was wiped out in the assault. All good kids. I remember each and every one who died under my command. The lives I couldn't save. The only peace of mind I had was that the rest were to be sent home, where they'd be free from any more war, where they could hopefully live the rest of their lives in peace. Or so I thought. Only a few months after taking Helios. They continue to encroach on us, even after our recent affair with them, which has left my army crippled. On top of that, I have reasons to suspect that the Legion have spies within our own ranks. The reason why we suffered such heavy losses during our assault to rescue you was most likely due to a breach in our invasion plans. The Legion already had their artillery aimed at my fleet before they even reached into enemy territory. So many of my men slaughtered before their boots could even touch the ground. Furthermore, we have had supplies and weapons go missing from our stockpiles. Most notably, our tank busters. This seems to confirm my suspicions that Valerius was tipped off just before the assault. Now we at least know this Dolus is the one we need to look out for. This is invaluable information. Good job, courier. I think it's time I show you the real reason why we have been fighting and freezing our asses off in this godforsaken wasteland. The reason why my men continue to suffer and die here. I'm sure you've learned by now that we're not working for the NCR. We're a splinter group who have removed ourselves from Kimball and his narrow-minded conquest to expand the NCR's territorial grasp. That's something I wish those who wage war would understand. I'm glad you understand. It was not an easy decision. I had to leave much of what I believed in behind. Dolus, where have you heard of this? As I said before, you're a legend who can bring change. Whether you help us find what we need, or just help us last long enough in this conflict so that the Liberator can be brought to fruition, will justify everything we have sacrificed up to this point. I hope you agree with me when I say, I trust that you are the key that will push us forward. Follow me. There is still much to discuss. Ideally, I plan to put your skills of exploration to good use and have you scavenge any remote locations that may contain the components needed to complete the Liberator. These men and women look up to me as their leader, and I will not fail them. So will I. I figured you would. Follow me. There is still much to discuss. He was originally a member of the 1st Recon Unit back in the NCR. Rancor and his unit were the first to breach Helios 1 during our battle with the Brotherhood and managed to sabotage much of their defenses. It was his cunning tactics during that battle that greatly reduced the amount of casualties we suffered. And just like the rest of the men here, he believes in ridding the NCR of their corruption. I trust him with my life. That is what I am about to show you. I currently have Rancor investigating any suspicious activity. He's not just my personal bodyguard, but also my top reconnaissance agent. He's my eyes and ears in the frontier. This here's Wei, my lead engineer on the Liberator, who you may have already met. Once we finally crushed the Brotherhood at Helios 1, I thought it was finally over. We had won the war. The Legion were making a push for Hoover Dam shortly after wiping out the NCR's most eastward stronghold, Fort Iradesh. Suddenly, I saw it happening all over again. More kids being sent to their deaths, more families being torn apart and forced to serve as conscripted cannon fodder. One of our greatest threats we face in the frontier, apart from the inhospitable weather and landscape, is, of course, the Legion. You may be aware that this isn't the same Legion as seen in the Mojave. They are more or less tribals who have pledged allegiance to Caesar's Legion. They weren't much of a threat when we first arrived, but somehow Caesar learned of our presence here and sent his legate, Marcus Valerius, and Frumentari to spearhead the tribals against us. Alarmingly, the tribals have outnumbered and even outgunned us in a number of ways. Because of their nativity to this region, they have proven to be far more versatile and have been gathering resources and territory faster than we can compete with. While their use by the Legion and even scavs has become more frequent in recent events, resulting in greater losses of our tanks and vertibirds. Whoa, take it slowly. Breathe. Now, what is so important that you ran all the way down here? Are you sure of this? All right, we'll handle this back at the airport terminal. And Tuner, next time remember to use the intercom. Maybe you're right. I suppose only time will tell at this point. We're not against the New California Republic. I believe the NCR to be the best hope to have come out of this post-apocalyptic world, but I blame Kimball for what he has done to it. He turned the NCR into a warmongering nation that no longer cares for its own people. He is willing to sacrifice whatever and whoever in order to satisfy his grandiose vision for the NCR. My boys,
They've been through a lot. Kimball forced them to fight during the Brotherhood of Steel War. Most of them were young kids with little to no combat experience. But to Kimball, they were just conscripts to be used as cannon fodder. However, they still fought hard and bravely, only to die for a cause not of their own. I promised those boys, those men, their freedom.
Yes. We only found out about this death ray after seizing Helios 1 from the Brotherhood. Perhaps it was the reason they held out for so long. At best, the reports they gave seemed senseless, but I see now that they were completely accurate. It seems beyond the means of the Brotherhood, and of all the enemies we have been up against, only the Enclave has had access to the kind of technology you're describing. But what are they doing in the frontier? The last reports we had pegged them fleeing eastward in massive numbers. There's been no organized resistance in the Republic for decades. Whatever their reason, they pose an unprecedented threat to our operations here. If they want to, they could wipe us out in the blink of an eye. We need to tread lightly, Courier. You said you saw where that vertebrate of theirs was headed. Maybe we could track it down and find out what they're up to. Go speak to Officer Parks. He may be able to provide some assistance. I've already assigned him the task of gathering any information on the new threat. But be careful. We cannot afford any missteps. One more thing before you go. As promised, I've provided you your own personal tank for taking care of those scavs. You'll find it waiting for you outside the maintenance hangar. Take good care of it. I won't be able to provide you with another. Yes. We only found out about this death ray after seizing Helios 1 from the Brotherhood. Perhaps it was the reason they held out for so long. At best, the reports they gave seemed senseless, but I see now that they were completely accurate. Perhaps there are other ways of charging it. We don't know enough to be sure. You won't necessarily need to drive it. Just man the turret. The crew will give you the basics. Maybe afterwards we'll teach you how to drive one. Hell, if you wipe out these scavs, I'll give you your own personal tank. Go speak to Watchman in the maintenance hangar. He'll give you the rundown. And make haste! I appreciate the enthusiasm. However, you won't need to drive it. Maybe afterwards we'll teach you how to drive one. Hell, if you wipe out these scavs, I'll give you your own personal tank. Go speak to Watchman in the maintenance hangar. He'll give you the rundown. And make haste! Men, women, today you will be embarking on the most extraordinary mission the NCR has ever undertaken. You will be traveling to an orbital space station controlled by the remnants of the Enclave, who seek to destroy and enslave us. I understand if you may be terrified, thrilled, or even fascinated by this mission. We don't know what you may encounter while on this mission. Some of the most advanced technology we have ever witnessed will be found on this space station. Technology that could prove invaluable to us. The NCR have defeated the Enclave in the past, and we will defeat them again. Each of you have been hand-selected for this mission for your unique set of skills and abilities. As long as you all work together as a unit, I'm sure this mission will be a success. The Courier will be spearheading the operation. The objective is simple. Secure the Archimedes 2 space station and ensure it is out of the control of the Enclave. Anyone have any questions? Yes. You will all be the first in the NCR to go to space. You'll each be equipped with spacesuits that were recovered from the Enclave camp that will provide you with life support while in space. Hopefully, the Enclave will think you're one of theirs responding to the distress call. It will be up to you on how to proceed. We have no information on the interior of this space station. You'll have to figure out your situation and improvise once on board. Any more questions? Then I guess we're settled. Suit up and prepare for takeoff. Very well. Not too experienced in combat, but may be necessary to establish a communications network on the station to allow in reinforcements. Siren, field medic. She'll be able to attend to the injuries of any soldiers while on the mission. She was able to help patch you up, Courier, so I know she will be a reliable asset. Freak show. Ghoul. His ghoulification should make him very resistant to radiation. The space station is likely nuclear powered, so you may find yourself in a situation that only a ghoul can survive in. Watchman and Caboose are both engineers and will be necessary to analyzing the Enclave's hardware. Excellent, and just in time. I've just finished assembling the team that will be assisting you on your mission to Archimedes 2. Each of these operatives has been handpicked for their special skills and experience. I can give you a quick briefing on each of them so you'll know how to best utilize their abilities. They're also ready to begin the mission whenever you are, Courier. Just be sure you're absolutely prepared. We don't know what will be encountered up there, and it may be some time before you can return. If you have any preparations that need to be done, do them now. I'll address the team. Officer Parks, Distinguished Leader. Knows how to hold a team together and always puts his comrades before himself. He'll be helping you to lead the mission.
Badger, marksman, skilled soldier but cocky. He's always willing to do what's necessary and should prove to be a reliable soldier. Mustang, seasoned warrior. Fought in the NCR BOS war for much longer than anyone in the frontier. He should be able to provide the support needed when in a tight situation. Rogue, computer expert and hacker. She may be able to decrypt the Enclave's technology and give you an advantage over them by turning their weapons against them.
Tuner, comms expert.
The Enclave will have superior weapons to us, and we'll need to quickly learn how to take advantage of their technology. And finally, we have our pilots, Tiger and Roach. The Verta shuttles are similar enough to the Vertibirds that piloting them won't be too much of a challenge. You'll be relying on them to get you to the space station safely and back. The intel we gathered from the Enclave camp suggests that Archimedes 2 is much more than just a weapon platform. It's an entire space station. I have no doubt that this must be the established headquarters of the Enclave. Wei can give us further details. How big are we talking about? We already have everything we need to accomplish this undertaking. We know where their headquarters is and a way to get in. Precisely. I'm confident that with a team of our most skilled operatives headed by the courier, we will have success in this operation.
Ah, of course. I believe Rancor knows the place well. He often travels there to gather intel on the frontier. We're bound to find something.
This must be how the Enclave has been gathering their strength without attracting notice. Come with me, courier. There's something I need to show you.
This Enclave soldier we recovered has had some kind of surgery performed on him. His head has been cut open and his brain and spinal cord have been replaced with electronic devices. This would certainly explain their newfound manpower. The last time we encountered these bastards, they were abducting villagers to experiment on them with FEV. It seems they have finally figured out the means to what they wanted all along. No. We cannot idly stand by and allow this atrocity to continue. The Enclave needs to be stopped and eliminated once and for all. The Enclave may attack us at any given moment. It is imperative that we strike first. Catching them off guard at the core of their operations is the best shot we'll ever have against them. Not to mention, the technology we could gather from this space station. It would dwarf even the Liberator. I hope you'll understand, because we need to move on with this operation as soon as possible. Wei, what's the status on the Verta shuttles? Any chance we could use them to reach Archimedes 2? Surely we must have recovered some replacement power cores from the Enclave outpost. Everyone calm down. Contrary to what you may think, we're not here to mourn these soldiers' deaths. We're here to celebrate their lives and the things they accomplished in their short time on this earth.
They were, well, explaining who they were would be pointless. You already know the Wolf Pack, and you already know everything they've done. Together, they had a kill count in the hundreds. They fought bravely, without fear or hesitation, against all kinds of enemies, from the armored knights of the Brotherhood to the savage brutality of the Northern Legion. And now that Courier 6 is here, true freedom is within our grasp. I know that many believe that Courier 6 is a waste of time, that one person certainly isn't worth the lives of the Wolf Pack, or the many others who died that day. But the Courier, this man, will, in time, prove to be our greatest asset against all of our enemies. I'm not asking you all to trust Courier 6. That may be too much right now, but if not him, then trust me. Trust me. Trust. That's all I ask. That is all. I'll open the stage for anyone else who would like to say a few words. But that wasn't what made them who they are. That wasn't what made them the Wolf Pack. It was their compassion, their patience, their loyalty, their willingness to do the right thing, no matter the cost, that made them the Wolf Pack. And thus, they were elevated by us from mere soldiers to legends. They became our role models, our heroes, our greatest champions. No amount of retribution or target practice is going to bring them back, but we can still honor them by continuing to follow the ideals they gave their lives for. We can and will continue to fight for freedom, for equality, for unity. In these past weeks, my judgment has been called into question more times than I care to admit. Most of you have criticized me in hushed whispers. Others have been more obvious. in their disapproval. That is why I am here today, standing with these fallen heroes, to ask you for your trust in these difficult times. For these are the times that precede our finest hour. The Northern Legion have fallen. The Liberator is close to completion, or the many others who died that day. But the Courier, this woman, will in time prove to be our greatest asset against all of our enemies. But if not her, then trust me. Trust me. Trust. That's all I ask.
How is the courier doing?
How much longer, would you say, until the courier can return to duty? Notify me as soon as he's ready.
Good. Some good news finally. I heard there were some troopers giving you trouble.
You did a fine job following your orders, Doctor. I understand morale is low and some may question my orders, but we all need to focus on what will help us move forward. We all had to make sacrifices. I believe the courier can make a difference for us. Something we lacked.
I'm sure if we give him the chance, he'll prove to be our most valuable asset. I'm sure if we give her the chance, she'll prove to be our most valuable asset.
Notify me as soon as she's ready.
Ah, courier. I see you're back on your feet. Please, take a seat. We have a lot to discuss. Many are in grievance over the loss of their comrades, especially the loss of Wolfpack. They were my best soldiers. They're the ones who spearheaded the operation to rescue you. You owe them your life, courier. I believe you may have met some of them. Hardcase, Hotshot, AJ, and Mouse. Each of them were killed in action just outside Legion territory after one of their vertibirds was shot down. I know you didn't ask for any of this, courier, but there are those who believe in you. Don't let them down. They wouldn't let you down. I've heard about your exploits in the Mojave. You're a legend out there. You're the one who can bring about change. To be honest with you, the war here at the frontier has been at a stalemate for far too long. My men and I were becoming restless. When I first learned you had been captured by the Legion, I felt it necessary to break the stalemate in the belief that your arrival to the frontier was a sign of change to come. I know it might sound crazy, but I trust that you are the key that will push us forward. Hell, if I had been made aware of your arrival to the frontier sooner, you wouldn't have been sent out to that bridge in the first place. I don't know who gave that order, but from now on, all your orders will come directly from me. I need you to keep fighting for me, but more importantly, I need you to help ease some of the tension amongst my army. Already my men are calling for mutiny, wanting to throw me to the wolves. Some are wanting to throw you out with me. I already have a small unit at the scene, but they're pinned down by Legion snipers. I'll mark the location on your Pip-Boy. Look for an Officer Parks when you get there. He should be able to give you a more accurate assessment of the situation.
I won't be able to spare any reinforcements for you. Tensions are too high for the moment. You'll have to go alone on this one. That's all I have for you, courier. Make sure you come back in one piece. Glad to hear it.
You've been through hell, so all things considered, you could be doing worse. Trust me, it's been a lot longer than a day for the rest of us. You've been through hell and back, so I'm not denying you, but you appear in much better condition than last time I saw you. Ah, yes. I'll get to the matter at hand. As I'm sure you're aware, we sacrificed much to rescue you from the Legion. Some of my best soldiers died to ensure your survival. All I ask is you to return the favor. I won't be able to spare any reinforcements for you. Tensions are too high for the moment. You'll have to go alone on this one. That's all I have for you, courier. Make sure you come back in one piece. There are a few reasons. Firstly, the Legion have set up snipers around the area to pick off anyone who gets near the bodies. We've already lost a few troopers who attempted to retrieve them. I need someone with the skill to go in and get them back. Secondly, you need to prove that you are worth everything we sacrificed for. This will be a good start for you. And lastly, it's the least you can do for those who died to save your life. I'm sure you agree. They must think we are still weak from the recent battle with the Legion and are attempting to finish us off. But we'll let them know we're not finished here just yet. Send a column of tanks to intercept and ambush them. We'll wipe them out before they reach the airport.
How many would you say there are?
Sergeant Johnson, alert the rest of the men. The base is to be on full alert. I see.
Please, have a seat. Then we can talk. I trust you're doing well.
I hate to have to send you back out into the field so soon. I know you may still be recovering from your injuries, but I can't risk a mutiny. I need you to recover their bodies so they can have a proper funeral. If there's anything you want to say, courier, the stage is open for you.
When you're ready, meet me in my office. I need to discuss some things with you.
You see what we have all been working for. I hope you understand how important it is that we reach our goal in time. God forbid any of this technology ever falls into the wrong hands. Courier, I'll need your assistance on this. You'll go with the tank crew to intercept the scavs.
Courier, come, take a walk with me.
More soldiers left forever scarred and broken by the atrocities of war. I chose the latter. It is my duty to one day bring these people back to the Republic and set things right. This is where your help is needed, courier. If you have any information of a potential breach in our ranks, I must be informed of it. This is certainly unprecedented. If what you're saying about the beam of light is true, then I fear this may have been the work of something I'd only thought was a myth. The Archimedes II death ray. Impressive work you did out there, courier. I never imagined we'd get our hands on something like this and deal a significant blow to the Enclave. But this is only the beginning. Courier, I want you to go to Junkfleet with Rancor in search of these power cores. Any leads you find, I want you to pursue. In the meantime, I will put together a specialized team for the Archimedes II mission. If you have any questions about the hub, Rancor should be able to answer them. And take this as compensation for all your hard work. You've earned it. Courier, I'm hoping you were successful in your search for the power cores. Courier, a well-rounded and strategic team. You should have no problem relying on them to get the job done. Courier, how are you feeling? I, General Elias Blackthorne, am officially declaring victory in the frontier. I thank the courier for his impeccable aptitude that led us to this victory. The courier is credited in repelling the scav assault on the airport, sacking the Enclave camp, capturing Archimedes II, recovering the Seafinder, and killing Legate Valerius. We would not be where we are now without the courier's help. I want you all to have faith that we will soon be leaving this frozen hellhole behind and returning home to our land, to our families, and serving our people. I thank you all for your loyalty and bravery you have all shown me. Semper Fi. I must depart soon. It's going to be a long trip to California. Men, women, I've called you all in here for an important announcement. But first, I would like to thank each and every one of you for your service and loyalty to our mission. Though times for us have been bleak, and many of our brave comrades have made the ultimate sacrifice, we have managed to pull through and are now much stronger for it. Our recent victories in the frontier have crushed the Legion, especially with the death of their legate, Marcus Valerius. They are now in retreat from the frontier. Many have been displaced or have surrendered. They are no longer the threat they once were. There may still remain small pockets of resistance, but they can be swiftly dealt with. The Frontier Legion has effectively been defeated. This leads me to my big announcement. In other exciting news, thanks to the resources gathered from Archimedes II and the technological brilliance of Jack Way, the Liberator is finally completed. It may now be functional enough to serve as a flying, mobile command base. This means the time has finally come for us to return home and remove that warmonger, Kimball, from power. As it turns out, Kimball has already taken notice of our might in the frontier and has offered to extend an olive branch. I have always intended for this revolution to be a peaceful one, so I will not turn down this offer, but I will not agree to anything less than his resignation. I have agreed to negotiate with him face to face on neutral grounds in California. I will be departing soon to travel there. In my absence, I will have the courier assigned as my second in command. If anything is to happen to me while I'm gone, the courier will take command of the troops. Once this is all said and done, California will hopefully be where I'll stay, Wish me the best of luck. If you think you have the firepower and the will, then that's up to you. But I can't risk sending my troops into a direct assault on the Legion's stronghold. It would quickly turn into a bloodbath, so you'll be on your own. I'll have my troops stage attacks on Legion positions around the frontier to draw Legion forces from Ostia. It should give you enough time to get in, retrieve the Seafinder, and get out before the Legion forces return. This will ensure you won't have as many forces to contend with. No worries, we'll continue to search for ways into Ostia. I figured I could count on you. This shouldn't be anything you can't handle. Your primary objective is to retrieve the Seafinder. Any Legion you kill is a bonus. We'll get you prepped for the mission and fly you out ASAP. I don't want to risk that weapon falling into the wrong hands again. Good. I'll have Wei see if he can get this working again. There's no doubt this weapon will come in handy. Good luck out there. And be careful about pursuing Sue. He's a crafty one. Don't fall for any of his traps. Whatever you have to do to get information out of them. I don't care what you do to them. Make them suffer if you have to. With that sorted, our next task will be to eliminate the remaining Legion Frumentari. Even with Valerius dead, his Frumentari continue to spearhead the Legion. Most notably, a Palatini, elite Legion shock trooper known as Nigel Sue. You've already encountered him before, Courier. He was the one who led the ambush on the bridge that resulted in your capture. He also shot down Wolfpack's Vertibird. And now, as of late, he has been running raids on our forces. The Legion has grown keen on using guerrilla warfare now that they lost much of their superiority. They often disguise themselves as locals and attempt to lead my men into traps. Fortunately, their most recent attack was foiled and a few of them were captured alive. We didn't get Sue, but we might be able to get the information we need to track him down if we can extract it from his accomplices. The captives are being held at our prison camp. Rancor has already begun interrogating them. I want you to see if you can help out with it. Any leads you get out of them, I want you to pursue. Nigel Sue is responsible for the death of the Wolfpack and many of my men. I want you to put an end to his reign of terror. Any questions? It's on the eastern end of the airstrip. My guards will be sure to allow you access. After all the trouble we went through to retrieve it, it would be a waste not to use it. I understand you may think this is too much power for man to wield. This is not a weapon to be abused, but we'll use it responsibly. You can hold me to my word. I won't argue with you, Courier, but I feel you're making a mistake.
This gas caused you to hallucinate? What did you see?
There's a lot that has happened that we need to go over. But first, I need to know what happened in Vault 9. Did you encounter Nigel Sue? Did he try to brainwash you? Good riddance to him. I don't think the Frontier Legion have many left to lead them. They'll soon fracture. But I'll explain more of that later. There was an incident that needs to be dealt with first. I don't think Sue will have many men left willing to follow his lead. They'll soon fracture. But I'll explain more of that later. There was an incident that needs to be dealt with first. I was about to get to that. I need to explain what happened while you were gone. There's a lot that has happened that we need to go over. But first, I need to know what happened in Vault 9. Did you encounter Nigel Sue? Did he try to brainwash you? That's what Sue tried to brainwash you to do. But it appears you still have control of yourself. You wouldn't have allowed someone to take control of your mind so easily. You're stronger than that. I know it. As for Sue, what became of him? Are you sure you can't tell me anything? What about Sue? Do you know what became of him? It must have been hard on you to see so many of your comrades killed right in front of you. But you're not to blame for their deaths. They knew what they were signing up for. And you did what you were ordered to. As for Sue, what became of him? Something involving Gray. He was caught trying to sneak a group of Legionnaires into the Liberator. Their plan was to wait for you to return from Vault 9, expecting you would have been brainwashed to attack us, and amidst the chaos they would try to steal or sabotage the Liberator. We have him in custody and have been interrogating him. He admits to being the Legion's spy, Dolus. He says he has always been working with the Legion, and was planted by them years ago. I would have never expected Gray to be the spy who's been tipping off the Legion. I've known him for years. I always believed he was a loyal soldier. He has committed treason. The punishment must be execution. He'll be put to a firing squad. I don't know what to believe. But it doesn't matter. He was caught working with the Legion in an attempt to sabotage us. He must still face the punishment for his crimes. Even if it were true, it can't be proven. I'm sorry, Courier, but he admitted to treason. There is no way to overlook this. This is not the fate I want for him either. But I must show my men that treason cannot be tolerated under any circumstances. I still have to keep him locked up. But maybe if we can discover who the real Dolus is, we can prove his innocence. You've done enough for us already. But if you're still looking for work, I think Wei could use some help with getting the Liberator ready. You should go speak to him. Godspeed. The honor was mine, Courier. You only need to bear the title. My men will look up to you as an example, Courier. They'll see you as a symbol to follow. You don't need to do much more. You've already done everything I could have asked for. Don't take too long. I want you there to hear the announcement. You only need to bear the title. My men will look up to you as an example, Courier. They'll see you as a symbol to follow. You don't need to do much more. You've already done everything I could have asked for. Excellent. I'll round up the troops. Rancor is a good operative, but we don't see eye to eye on many things. I need someone who I can trust to the fullest to lead my forces and to carry on the legacy. You've earned the title. My men will look up to you as an example, Courier. They'll see you as a symbol to follow. You do well to lead them.
Rancor! Why? Is that all you care about? Your own personal gain? You're a menace!
I might know of a way that'll lead us out of this bunker. Follow me. This grate leads down into the sewers. It may be our only way out. Help me out.
Is there someone out there? Anyone who can help?
You first, Courier. I'll follow behind. You guys showed up right on time. How'd you know where to find us? Damn fine work. Thank God. We made it out. And it looks like our ride out of here has already arrived. No, I'm fine. Just get me the hell out of here. They're all too feral to help. I had hoped I'd never have to relive gunning down my own soldiers again. Especially not like this. Not like this. They deserved a better fate than this. They deserved a better fate than this. I knew Rancor and I didn't see eye to eye, but I never imagined he'd do something like this. I knew something wasn't right when we first arrived here. The NCR never showed up, but I still can't believe they would ever resort to nuking an entire city. I need to get back to Portland as soon as possible and sort this out. Action needs to be taken against those who are responsible, and I'll deal with Rancor personally. It looks like the main exit is blocked by rubble. How did you manage to get in here?
Yes, this is General Blackthorne. Who is this?
You can't be serious! A nuclear bomb detonated here in the city? Where did it come from? Who launched it? There must be some other way out of here. What is the state of the city above? How bad is it?
Courier 6! How in the world? Look for a way to get this door open. I'm trapped in this room.
Rancor. Why on earth would he do this?
The radiation leaking into the bunker must have triggered a security parameter in the bunker system that has sealed these doors shut. You need to clear the radiation from the bunker. There's a room that controls the ventilation system. The passcode to open it is 156. Now quickly, look for it and vent out this radiation.
Right. Let's not dwell here for much longer. You'll need to explain all this to me in great detail. But first, you need to get me to safety. I fear this bunker will crumble down on top of us at any moment.
I know the Legion weren't easy on you. You can take as long as you need to recover. Try to get some rest for now. I want you at your best before returning to duty. We are all happy to have you back, AJ.
So what have you found, Badger? So what have you found, Siren?
Really?
How can you be sure? I thought you said the Seafinder was obliterated by an asteroid along with Voss. Regardless of whether or not the Legion know what that device is capable of, we need to retrieve it from them. That might be our only plan. Unless you have a better one? What are the coordinates of the signal? This is in Legion territory. Even worse, it appears the signal is coming directly from the Legion's stronghold known as Ostia. They must have already recovered the thing and are now holding it within their stronghold. I cannot allow you to walk even if I have to put you down like the rabid dog you are. There is no excuse for this. What you've done is sick and unforgivable. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with you. You must be dealt with. It turns out I was wrong about you. You're nothing more than a monster. I should have left you to die on that cross. You deserve the worst for what you've done. You were found, bathed in blood and bile, eating the flesh of your fellow comrades. You had mutilated their corpses. So much that they could only be identified by their dog tags. I gave you my trust. I sacrificed my soldiers for you. I believed in you, Courier. Accept what you are, Courier.
You're a monster.
You hear me? A monster!
That's good news. Unlock this cell. I need to speak to the courier face to face. You'll be free to go, courier. I see no reason to keep you locked up. Come by my office sometime later. You'll be free to go, courier. I see no reason to keep you locked up. I'll have to go get things prepared. Afterwards, see me in my office. Courier, what do you think? Would you be willing to infiltrate the Legion's stronghold? It's likely Legate Valerius will be there. This may be your chance to get revenge on him. We're still looking for ways into Ostia. Is there anything you wanted to add? You've done an outstanding job, courier. The Legion has suffered a major blow thanks to your efforts at Ostia. With Valerius dead and the Seafinder now in our hands, victory in the frontier is in our sights. We only need to clean up the remaining opposition. Before we continue, it's best we put that Seafinder in a secured place, if you don't mind. I'll keep the Seafinder well secured. You can rest assured. The technology we've recovered from the Archimedes II is remarkable. Although the death ray may be unusable, we at least now have the resources needed to complete the Liberator. But more importantly, the Archimedes II is out of the wrong hands, and the Enclave will no longer be a threat. I'm sure this was the final nail in their coffin. I understand we lost a lot of good soldiers, including Officer Troy Parks, who courageously sacrificed himself to save his fellow comrades. They will be mourned. But it's time we finally begin to move forward again. My men are already taking advantage of the new Enclave tech, and have been victorious at pushing back the Scavs and Legion in the frontier. We're quickly gaining back lost territory and our morale. And once the Liberator is fully operational, victory will be assured. It's only a matter of time now. You have done more for us than I could have ever asked for, courier. You brought us back from the brink, and now fate is looking to be on our side. You deserve to be properly compensated. Hell, maybe once we liberate the NCR, you'll be given a Medal of Honor for your service. Take a seat. I thought I could rely on you, courier. Courier, I have a big announcement to make to all the troops. I would ask you to stand by my side. You're alright with me assigning you as my second-in-command, courier? I know it may have come as a shock, but I trust you with the title more than anyone else.
Who's out there? Can you speak? Look for the ventilation controls and vent out the radiation.
What in the world has happened here? My men. Everyone is feral.
Especially you, courier. You risked gullification just to save my wrinkled ass. I can't thank you enough for it. But now I need you to explain everything you know about this nuke and how Rancor is behind it.
If what you have said so far is true, Rancor will have a lot of explaining to do.
I have other things to attend to right now. Please leave.
It's true, AJ. Tasha and I have made peace. Listen to her, kid. Hang tight. We'll find a way to get you out. AJ? Is that you, kid? I'm staying right here to protect her from any more of this shit. Find Valerius and put a couple in his ass for me.
Maybe not, but she is trying to. I'm willing to give her that chance.
Thanks!
Agreed. Send them in, Hawkins.
All right, troops. Move out! Tanks! Can you still get a clean shot? Hawkins, you better not be drunk again. I swear to God, woman.
I think we want the same things, Rancor. I think we both want to leave here alive, so I'll grant you a moment to walk away. Take out that gate when ready. Better scurry along, Rancor.
Glad to hear it. Now, if you please, I need to get back to my work. Get the hell out of my office before I change my mind, you rat bastard! I was wondering when you'd come back. I must say, I'm real disappointed in you. It's not every day I open my home just to get spit in the face. But before you say a word, I don't want to hear any excuse or sob story. What's done is done. Hell, like I'm even one to get upset about deserting. So let's cut to the chase. Sergeant Hawkins said you came here about a peace treaty. So, what are you offering? Sergeant Hawkins said you came here about a peace treaty. So, what are you offering? A meeting with your leader, eh? Normally I'd say this is a trap, but I trust you, courier, and I think your head's in the right place here. Between the Legion and the damn cold, this place is nothing but a meat grinder for my men. If you're willing to give us one less worry, I'll take it. Tell your Domina that I'll meet her by the skids, near the Bicentennial Oak. It's neutral turf, so nobody's at a disadvantage.
I'm bringing a squad of men just on the off chance this goes south. She's welcome to do the same. Oh, and one last thing, Courier. I really hope this Domina is not playing games. I'll give her a chance, but if this is a ruse or a trap, I'm coming for both of you. Understand? Just tread carefully, Courier. Arrogance has dug many graves. Now, I need to get back to work. See yourself out. A bold move to be sure. How do you suggest accomplishing such a feat? You look at me as if you've seen a ghost. If we know each other, I apologize as I don't remember who you are. A painful day for us all. But when isn't war? So why have you journeyed all this way, Tasha? Clearly there's more to this than simple vengeance. I hope so as well. Not bad. I see why you got made a paladin. While it needs a few tweaks, it's otherwise a solid plan. I'll see you at dawn, Tasha. Godspeed. Domina. I have done everything I can to atone for what happened. It was, in part, the impetus for why I came here. That is something we can agree upon. So, where does that leave us? Coming from an enemy commander, this sentiment means a lot. So you are proposing a truce, I take it. We could use the help, to be honest. I also hope this gives you some closure to what happened at Helios 1. Something you needed, Courier? You can't do this! I wish I could say the same. I know. This is the Liberator. It's part of the reason we came here. The dream was that we'd get it flying, and then use it to take California back from Kimball and his kind. You've done a pretty good job of crushing that dream. Come and get it, you sick bastard. Rancor. He was a bastard, but I understood him. You. I don't know who you are or where you came from. Maybe you have a good reason to do this. Maybe that scar is the only reason you need. But to me, you're just a punk. And that's all you'll ever be. I can't believe I'm saying this. But you're right. Everything I did for my men. I tried. And that's more than you've ever done. You almost had me. Almost. I choose my own way. And what, exactly, is a glorious death? You bastard! They've done nothing wrong! They don't stand a chance! None of us did in the end! Tell my men I did this for them! Never! You're kidding. You've killed everyone else. You've destroyed everything. What's one more life? Courier. Figures it would be you. When I first heard you arrived in the frontier, I was relieved. Finally, our salvation had arrived. The Courier of the Mojave, here to end our war. To fix my mistake. But my biggest mistake was bringing you here. I hold no illusion regarding what happens next. I'm dying one way or the other. But before I die, I'll make sure to kill you first. For Hardcase's sake. Think of everyone out there. Tiberius. Please. They would hate what you've become.
You promised them at the conclusion of the Brotherhood of Steel war, they would have earned their freedom. Once I give them their discharge papers, I can lead another detachment to Hoover Dam. Listen here! These men were promised that they would be free. I gave them my word. You gave them your word. How can I look them in the face and promise them death instead of freedom? How the hell can I do that, Lee? We've got to let them go! You sure about this, Gray? You don't even like the NCR. Get the men together. No. I'm leaving this republic. Let them fight their own battles. That's why I need to go somewhere far. Far enough that the NCR wouldn't risk coming after me. With all due respect, Lee, I'm not here for that. I'm here for my men's discharge papers. They're soldiers, not conscripts. They fought and died for a cause not of their own. It's time we let them go. You have others, Lee. Contact the goddamn hub if you have to. I'm through taking orders from you, Lee. I'll take this up with Kimball. They should be going home, not off to another goddamn war. They've sacrificed enough. I'm glad you decided to stick around longer. I hope you'll see the NCR isn't all that bad. Hey, you want to head? This better not be another false alarm. Hey, Sergeant, what's all this about? What? No, not already. We need to go see General Oliver. Come with me. They can come if they so choose. I'm not going to force anyone to join me in my desertion. This is something I believe I must do. I know of a place far up north. A very cold and unforgiving place, but mostly untouched by scavengers. It would be an ideal place for us to carve out a frontier for ourselves. I can only hope that this will become the driving force that will one day return to the Republic and set things right. As always, I will fight alongside you. We fight together, we die together, and we will win together. This is it, men. Prepare yourselves for combat. But before we get to it, know this. I would not have traded you for any other company. Our objective is to seize control of Helios 1 and to capture that bastard Elijah alive. Let me repeat myself. We need him alive. At ease, gentlemen. Tonight, the Republic will get another victory to celebrate, and you'll all be sent home to your families. The last 5 years may have been tough, but together we have brought the Brotherhood of Steel to its knees. I don't like it either, but it's in order, soldier. We just don't have the men and supplies for all of the wounded. You are giving them a merciful death, if it makes the task any easier on your conscience. As for you, General Oliver has promised me this'll be your last fight. After we clean up here, we're to report to Camp McCarran to receive you and your men's discharge papers. We have too many injured. We don't have the resources to take care of them all. If you find anyone beyond saving, you need to put them out of their misery. Get it done, Gray. And discreetly. Gray, there is no easy way to say this. The NCR hospitals and their staff are currently overwhelmed. If they are too injured, you need to put them down.
Charge!